How's it going, guys? It's Nutshell here, and today we're going to be talking about the whole flea market and what's been going on with the flea market. For those of you wondering whether or not the impact of the brand new players that are going to be joining into the game with the latest PVE update, which basically makes the mode available to anyone that has Tarkov already. So it's a $20 or €20 upgrade, so equate that into whatever currency you're in, and of course the tax or whatever, it varies in price depending on where you are. But with the addition of this, it's going to make some pretty decent changes to the prices of a lot of items, and we're already seeing some changes in prices within the game as it currently stands. But we're also going to highlight some of the things that we'll also see over the weekend as more people start to play. Obviously the actual upgrade for PVE, which is available on the website if you actually want to do that. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of this video, if you want to do me a favor and you like Escape from Tarkov's PvE mode, or you're wanting to find out a little bit more about it, then make sure that you subscribe down below. It really helps out the channel, and it helps me to know exactly what kind of content you want to see me do. But with that out of the way, let's get back into the video now. In terms of making money on the game, what you can do is you can figure out a ton of the hideout items. We did a video where we broke down quite a few of the hideout items. I'll link down in the description a website that you can use to see what items are required for all of the hideout level upgrades alongside all of the quests. These are often going to be items that people are going to want, especially quest items that aren't required to be found in raid, which there are a few, but it's definitely on the lower end. So those are the items that are going to go up. Obviously, found in raid items that are required for quests, not going to go up in price, due to the fact that they are a quest, if that makes sense. So in terms of talking about supply and demand, I saw a couple people yesterday going, well, all of the prices seem to have come down on quite a few items. Well, generally that's just mainly at the moment is because all of those new players who have joined the game and have been playing are starting to essentially farm up a load of items, and they're starting to slowly list them if they do have the flea. However, what happens is during a normal wipe, which would be on PvP, for example, which is similar to what we're seeing with this, is that all of these prices of random items are kind of coming down. But that is because the supply is there, but a lot of the money for the newer players isn't quite there yet, but in comparison to everyone else who's been playing the PvE mode for a while. So the supply goes up, but the demand and the purchasing power of all of those people who have just started the game isn't as high. But what ends up happening is, of course, joint that with the fact that they haven't unlocked the flea, a lot of the new players that are requiring these items, and because of the fact that all of the players who have been playing the game have probably dumped a lot of their stuff, which I wouldn't recommend doing just yet because the prices are going to go even higher than what they already are in the game, because of the fact that when they do eventually reach level 15, they're going to get access to the flea, and guess what they're going to be buying? All of the items required to level up your hideout and max out your hideout, all of the items that are required for gearing up their character, things like mass, things like armor, all of this sort of stuff is going to go up because guess what? PvE insurance and the fact that it comes back a lot of the time, not guaranteed anymore, by the way, which will be a video I'll kind of cover why that is the case and why you're not always getting your stuff back. But it is definitely not 100%. So anyone wondering, is it still 100%? Are we always getting our stuff back? From what I've seen, no. I've definitely come out from my insurance with only parts of my weapon, but it does seem to sometimes work 100%. It's very random. It seems like some raids you get everything, and then some raids you get a couple of things. But of course, make sure to insure all your gear. Most of the time, probably like 90% of the time, you get everything back. So that's from my experience anyway. Maybe it was a bug or something. I don't know. Either way, we do, of course, have a ton of stuff in the hideout. Now, luckily for me, I've already fully upgraded my hideout, albeit solar power. Maybe shouldn't have done because it's very expensive, but we had the money, and at this point, don't really need any more money. I've had it upgraded for a long time when military power filters were very low in price. But how much actually are military power filters, and how much are people going to have to pay to fully upgrade their hideout at the moment? Well, it is going to be very, very high. high, because even now, even with all of the PvE players that have already been playing, they are going to be super expensive. And for the most part, a lot of the time, you're not even going to be able to reliably pick up a lot of the items. Now, military power filters, for one, have been released as part of the latest quest, which is great because now they actually appear on the market and people aren't trying to sell them for 22 million, which is a complete stupid thing to do, to be honest, because at the end of the day you're paying way more in tax than you could just sell it for 8 million and make more money. But people are just for some reason going out and blowing their own mind up by selling them for 22 million and making less money. Of course, that also means that whoever bought it had to pay the 20 million, which is kind of I don't know, it just seems horrible to do either way, and of course you yourself make less money. Luckily that isn't the case right now, and that is primarily because all of these things are actually available from the quest. But as with all of the quest stuff, and as with everything that comes out as a quest reward, they are dumped onto the market. Like for me, for example, I believe we completed the quest. We should have power filters right here, but I'm going to hold on to them. There's no point in selling them right now. It is being flooded onto the game with all of these power filters. But eventually, because of the fact that they are always required for hideout upgrades, and a lot of the times the low-level new players who have joined the game haven't actually bought the power filters, it's going to mean that they're going to have to go and buy them when they come to upgrade their hideout, which is going to be when the event is already over and no more supplies coming in. So typical thing of supply and demand. Keep hold of your power filters, maybe even go out and buy some if you want to make a little bit of money, but at the end of the day you're still going to have to pay the flea market commission cost. So it's really, I don't know, it's probably not that worth buying them, but I would hold on to the ones that you're going to sell because you'll just make more money if you've already got them. So it is a great time to also purchase them if you're specifically going to be using them. It's not too dear to do it at the minute. It's about 40 million to upgrade your solar farm, which to all intents and purposes is okay. Like, that's what Tarkov rubles is for. It's not going to make you money back, to be honest with you, from just the fuel costs, but slowly over time you'll make some of it back, and that's kind of what I've seen with the game. So you can see here fuel consumption at minus 62.5% from the solar power. Which of course we can essentially put one of these in and it's like 50 hours or something like that. So if you stack them all up, it's like literally well over a week. So I just do that every week and then I am done for the rest of the week. So that's just one thing that I wanted to highlight as part of this video and just have a bit of a chat about the whole market. So if you are interested and you want to make more money as a new player and you've got a bit of cash lying around, maybe you found a couple of rare items, managed to sell them, now might be a great time to actually purchase all of your hideout required items, because they are going to go up. They are 100% going to go up. Not everyone has access to the flea, which is the biggest thing and the reason why some of the prices have stayed relatively the same, and things that you'll see through the game that are required for multiple of the hideout upgrades, wires, this sort of stuff is going to go up as well. So I'd highly recommend picking up all of the bits and bobs for your hideout. Use that website in the link down below to find out what exactly items you need to level up your hideout and just start buying them, because as with everything, supply is there but the demand is not, and so you want to make sure that you get there before the rest of everyone else and pick those up. So that would be my kind of thing to you guys as a way of making some money, whether you're an experienced player of PvE and you've been doing it for a while, and of course you want to make a bit more money. That is a way that you can do it, and don't go panic selling everything because you haven't seen the prices go up. You have to hold on to your items, which is what I'm doing right now with all of the scav junk boxes that I had for ages. A lot of this stuff is just stuff I found over the raids, but it wasn't worth selling, and you'll see stuff like lamps and all of this sort of stuff going up to 100k again, like it previously was. And this sort of stuff is very, very easy to get. Things like docks cases, all of this sort of items are going to go up. I can guarantee it. They will go up slowly and over the next week or so as people start to get the flea market unlocked. And especially with the latest update, that is going to happen sooner than normal, because the tasks that you have available from Peacekeeper Mechanic, the first couple of tasks give you a crazy amount of XP and they're super simple to do. So you are able to get like 80,000 XP which will take you most of the way there. So the overall gist of this video is don't sell your items just yet if you've been hoarding them, and if you are newer to the game and you haven't actually played PvE yet and you've slowly been playing over the last couple of days since the release of the PvE upgrade, go and buy yourself your hideout items that are required to level up your hideout, and you'll definitely feel very much in a much better place financially at the end of it. And of course you can start farming up money to keep on your account for the best gear that you can possibly buy. So with that being said, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like it. It's the best thing that you can do to help me out if you found it valuable. If you didn't, please let me know what you think I could do better or what you would like to see on the channel as some more videos come out later on down the line. But with that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.